Hi, good morning or good evening, everyone. Yes, in this section, we look into that the demonstration of Vim Editor. Is what are the concepts we discussed in the previous. Yes, we go further continuing this. Yeah, with the demonstration. Yeah, let me go for yeah the starting the machine first. I have just started. I'm logged into that the CentOS system, or you can use it Ubuntu. No issues on that. Which type of flavor you are using. The Vim Editor, the only like installation package point of view is somewhat different, but Vim Editor wise, we don't see the differences between CentOS and Ubuntu. The Grand SSH. Yeah, good. I'm in that the CentOS system. Yeah, whenever we are using that like VI, as we are understanding, we have that Vim Editor and as well as one more command which we can use it Vim. Yeah, there are the two utilities that we can use it, and we have like a view as we are saying this read only point of view. Vim is yes, it is like as a VA, but it is having advanced features than VA, and VA is a basic editor. But if you'd like to use it Vim editor, yeah, in my system that's already there. But like if you'd like to go for yeah, if you'd like to use this option, which there's like Vim, whenever you run it, if you see that error, command not found, then install the package that is Vim. Yes, this is a package. Try to install it that, even that Ubuntu or Windows. This is for sorry, not Windows, Ubuntu or CentOS. Yes, this command which is for CentOS system. Yes, I'm running on the CentOS that's already installed, and here nothing to do that's. And but if I work in this on Ubuntu system, then use it apt-get install Vim. Yeah, almost the package name is the same. Vim belong to that, but only like as a Ubuntu point of view, use that apt-get, or if it is a CentOS system point of view, use the yum install. Yeah, that is the first to make sure that Vim is also installed in your system. Yeah, Vi by default it is available, but Vim by default that is not available. Install the Vim package. Yeah, that is first point. And the next point is, yeah, suppose if I use it Vi or Vim, whatever it is, doesn't matter that. And in my current directory, if I just check it, do I have this any files? Yes, what are the files I'm having? Before doing that, in the before sections, yes, we are doing all these files. Okay, fine. Let me try to use it some test.txt with VA. What's going to happen there? But is it available that file before already? Test.txt, is it already available? No, I don't have those any test.txt. Yeah, if I use it vim test.txt, if the file is already there, that existing file which will be opened, but if the file is not there, then it is going to create a file and created a file which will be opened. Yeah, so that is one point. I'll come back like all these points. Yes, first point is yes, if you run that vi or vam and if you give that any file name with the absolute path or relative path, in that particular path, whatever you had defined, it is going to check it that already file exists or not. If it is already exists, then the existing file that will be opened. If the file is not there, then the file which will be created. And you need to save that, yes, but we didn't save it, that's why I just opened it and I quit it with the first value, but I didn't save it, that's why it is not created. But if you save it, is the file which will be created whenever you save, that's within the Vim Editor. But how to save it within the Vim Editor, we'll come back. Yeah, that's first point. Whenever you are using the VI or VM, If the file is already there, existing file. If the file is not there, new file will be created, and created file which will be opened. And that's first point to understand it. And now let me use it, the var vam, one of the configuration file within that etc which belong to the sh related the file, that is I'm using that vi command etc sh and ssd underscore config file. I'm opening this existing file, and I have given the complete absolute path of the file. But what it is saying, thus when I open it, is that is showing here the permission denied. Yes, this file whatever I have opened, it is not having the permission. Let me quit it, this editor, and let me run this command with the sudo option. Yes, I am running with the sudo option. Yes, now you see the file content. Yeah, that is the first point, understanding that as the VI, the file, if you open that, yes, make sure about the file permission and the file existing one or not. If the existing one, yes, with the content it is going to show that. If it is not there, the path you have specified while using the var vm, then the file which will be opened, which will be created with a new file, as a new file. Yeah, so now we have opened the file. But as we are understanding the modes, what are the different modes are available? Yeah, so in the VI, so we were understanding like 3 modes, right? 3 modes which we have this. So what are those 3 modes if you just try to understand it? Yeah, as we were understanding command line mode, insert mode, and a new line mode. Now what about the 3 differences, and how do we use it? Yes, like while working with that, or how do you switch that's one mode to another mode? And the default, what is the mode that has been opened? Let's go to that, the quickly understanding about it, those points within that vi editor. Yes, now I'll come back to this vi editor. Now here, the mode which we have used now, so what is the mode it has been started is, that is in read only mode or command line mode. Here I can see this, the file content, what is there in that file. Yes, I can use it up arrow, down arrow keys, and I can see the file content. So it is just a read only the option. But as we're saying that if I would like to switch to that insert mode, read only mode, just you can read the content but you cannot edit it. But if you'd like to edit the content, now you need to use it, the small I. Yeah, that is now if you, whenever I type that small I, now you see this, the editor is showing this, now you are in that insert mode. Yes, whenever the vi session is in that insert mode, now what we can do this is, yes, we can yes, add the content here. Yeah, like I'm just typing this intermediate. Yes, you can add the content like this, how we are doing that in the v editor. Yeah, the remaining, the content adding, that is insert mode. Yes, that's, you can do that, or you can add the content, and you can go back, and you can if this file is, this line is no more required, yes, you can use that delete keyword from the keyboard, and you can delete that, how we are doing that in the notepad. This is in insert mode. But after doing these changes, if you would like to save it, save the file and quit it, or save and quit it, or without save and quit it, if you'd like to perform these operations, then how do we do that? Yeah, now the third mode as we are saying about it, we need to do that, the line mode, that is if I just use it escape keyword first, then we can change it from the insert mode to that, now we are in the command line mode. Yeah, command line to insert mode I. Yes, use that I, that like which is going to support it, command line mode to insert mode. But if I would like to save the file or quit that from the file, then edit mode is we cannot do that. We need to go back to the command line mode. But how do you go back to the command line mode is use the escape keyword from the keyboard. Escape, ESC. Yes, now I am in that escape mode. Now once from that escape mode, now you can switch to that, or you can go to that the line mode by using by entering the just colon, that is a shift, and if you use it that colon key, then now I am in that the line editor mode. And here I can do that. Either do you want to save it, that is W, do you want to quit it, that is Q, uh, save without, quit without save, that is a Q colon. All those options I can use it here. Now I have added some content, but I don't need that this content, I don't want to save it. Then what we can do, that says colon Q, that is just like if I enter that Q, it is saying that no writes in slash change. That means you have done some change. Do you want to save it or not? Yeah, so like you cannot quit with a graceful, then you need to go for that quit with a forcefully. That is by using Q and exclamatory. If I use it, this notation Q and exclamatory, if I use it, then yes, I quit it, the file. That means VA session, I have quit it. Yeah, that is three modes. Like first is the command line mode. Then you can switch to that insert mode by typing that I. Yes, now I'm in that insert mode, and you can edit the content. And from the insert mode, and if you go back to the command line mode, use the escape keyword. And from that escape, then if you like to quit it, yes, use that the colon, that is a line mode. Yeah, line mode. If you like to save it, yes, you can use the W. And if you like to quit it, yes, you can use the Q. But I didn't change it, or I didn't edit anything, and whenever I just click on that Q, it has been quitted successfully. Yeah, like the three modes which are helping, and the which yes, the very important these modes understanding. Yeah, the next let's go for the some more options understanding from here. Suppose now I'm in the cursor somewhere, yes, in the yeah, the here I'm in, that's like the cursor, my cursor is here. If I use it I, from there you can enter that wherever you have inserted the cursor. From there you can type that the string which you would like to do that. Yeah, this is one point. But suppose we have like one more insert mode, caps I. Now I am going to use the caps I. Now my cursor, where it is that, yes, before this yes it is there. If I use the caps I, that is also helping about it to come to that insert mode. And now if I enter it, now I'm in that the start line of that cursor position, right? Yes, now my cursor has been switched to that the starting line. Yeah, insert is current cursor position, where you can start about your writing that or editing the content. And caps I, which is going to helpful that wherever the cursor in that, that is the start of the line which is going to start it that. Yeah, that is different, the small I and the caps I. I'm just deleting the content. Okay, now I'm in the command line mode. Another options which we have, that's to switch to that insert mode, small a or caps a. But what is the difference? This is all, all are helping about it to switch to that insert mode. But A for append and I for insert. Yes, insert in the current position or start the line. That is small I, caps I. But next options, like I'm in that strateg in this string somewhere A. Yeah, I'm in that A position. Now suppose if I use it, I'm in the command line mode, and now I would like to switch to that insert mode. I'm going to use it A option, small a. Just I entered that small a. Now it has been switched to that insert mode. But now you see that before it was a, and now it has been appending that the content, yes, after the T, right? One cursor is moved and it has been started appending of that. Well, let me show this once again. I'm in that strategy and I go back to the command line mode. Now I'm using that once again, small a. Now it is appending that after one character. Yes, that is A has been from the A cursor position, it has been moved to the T. Then whatever I'm typing that, it has been added from the T onwards. Yeah, there is a small A option, like which is helping. And we have the caps A also. So to switch to that insert mode on caps A, which you can use it, but when can we use it is now if I just type that caps A, you see this my cursor position has been changed to that end of the line. End of the line. Actually, I was here, but whenever I use that caps A, it has been switched to that insert mode, but my cursor in that end of the line. Yeah, small I caps I, small I current cursor position and caps I start of the line. And A for append, small a, that is from the current position, from the next character it is starting, and caps A, end of the line, it is moving that. Yeah, and one more option, say even that from the command line and to switch to that insert mode, we have the O option also. Yeah, the O option. What is the O option is? Suppose if I just use that O, just observe that now it has been started in the next line. Yes, my insert mode has been started in the next line. O small O. Or if I use it, and now I come back to command line mode, and if I use it small caps O, if you just observe that the previous line it has been started. Yes, about your insert mode has been started in the new line, yeah, above the line. Suppose I'm in that the particular yeah, so in this line OpenSH is 2, the here is my cursor, and if I let me, yes, my cursor is over here now, but if I use it small o, yeah, now it is in that drawing mode. Yes, let me erase all the drawings. Suppose here if I use it the small o, yeah, so now it has been started in the next line. And if I use it switch to the insert mode, and if I use it caps O, that is above line. Yeah, the total insert point of view. Yes, let me just conclude that one point here. Let me, yeah, so I caps I, A and small, I mean caps A, O, small o, and caps O. So these are all the options which are helping. This is for current cursor position, and this is the starting line of that to start it, and this is append from the next character, and end of that line to start that about your insert options. Then in the next line, if you like to start about your insert options, and the previous line as a new line, do you want to start it about your insert mode? Yes, there are 6 options are available whenever you are switching from the command line mode to insert mode. Command line is the read-only mode, and insert mode is that is editing mode. Yeah, so this is a one important point which we can understand it from that file point of view. But how do we save the file, and how do we? Yes, let me just. Yeah, how do we save the files, and how do we use the file? If I go back to this my command prompt, let me. Yeah, so now I have done, I don't want that. So okay, let me quit it one time, the forcefully, and I'll come back once again to this editor. I suppose now the port is showing that something here, that 22. Now my requirement is port is required to switch, change it to some 29. So now I'm in the command line mode. I'm switched to that insert mode, and I have changed the 29. And if I would like to save it and quit it, I would like to save this change. How do I save it? So go to the line mode, colon W. W is just to save and continue in the current editor itself. W is for save and continue in the current editor itself. But if you'd like to save it and quit it, now suppose now I'm changing this 29 to something 30. Yeah, go back to that the escape mode, colon WQ that is for save and quit, and force it to quit it. Add that the exclamatory. Yeah, now I have saved it and I quit it. And if I just verify that file, the content, now what is the port that contains? So let me just check it. That is it having the 29 or 30? What you are expecting that? The first we have saved within the editor itself 29, but after that we have changed again to that 30, and we have saved it and we have quit it. Yes, now the port in this file which we have this is 30. Yeah, that's about save and quit. Q for only quit, W save and quit. W only save and continue in the editor. And WQ exclamatory, that is save it and forcefully quit it. Yeah, let me use it instead of the VIM. If I use it VIM, then now you see this, it is giving that with the better the syntax models, right? Yes, the lines which are, yeah, in the shell options, the lines which are started the hash, these configuration files, we can say they're all like comments. Yeah, within the configuration files, and mostly in the shell operations point of view, if you see that line which has been started with hash, these are all the comments. Comments are just about our reading purpose, we can use it, but interpreter is not going to load those lines. But you see that this line which is not commented, that means whenever that the shell service sh service is going to load this, then it is going to read this line, and reading this line. Yeah, but this line is not going to read it because this has been commented. Yeah, VIM, if you use it and if you open it, now you see the which lines are commented, which lines are not commented easily, right? That is syntax options are helping that. The syntax options. And that's about modes understanding and insert mode, command line mode, insert mode, and the line mode. If you like to save the file, or if you like to quit it, or if you like to forcefully quit it, yes, use the line mode. And if you like to edit it, either you can use it I or caps I or append option or O options, new lines or same lines, or end of the line, or is it the start of the line, then we can use it those insert mode options. And yeah, the save and quit options we understand. Now, suppose I have opened, yeah, I mean before that, yeah, the one more shortcut, let me talk it that. Suppose if I edit this content, let me go to that insert mode where I'm in that. Yes, my cursor is here, but I'm just changing to the 22, this one. Now before, what is the command we are using to save and quit this file? Colon WQ. Yes, you can go to this and go back to the script mode, use the colon and WQ, save and quit. But instead of using this, if you go back to that escape mode, what is that one more option which we can use it? Here it is. Yeah, Shift ZZ. That means caps letters of ZZ. If I use it, I'm just going to use the Shift I have entered, and I'm using ZZ. Now I didn't go to the line mode and I didn't use the WQ. I just used the Shift ZZ. That is a shortcut of the save and quit. Now if I reopen the file and if I check it, yes, my file content has been saved. Yeah, this save and quit. There's one more shortcut which we have. This is Shift ZZ. That means caps letter of the ZZ, which you can use it to save and quit. Yeah, so there's options, understanding on it, and now we editor point of view, would like to perform some operations, is we have the tutor also. You can use this command vm tutor as a manual. How do we have this on the command? Yes, we can open the vm tutor, and you can observe that we have so many options. This is the vim point of view, that is learning is somewhat, yes, like more attention is required, but once you are comfortable with v editor, is very easy editor. Yeah, so VM VA tutor is helping about it. Yes, exiting VM. Yes, here you can see some options, or that some documentation. How do we use it? The exit options point of view, text editing, deletion point of view, text editing with insertion point of view. Just we are understanding like press I option. And do you have any others? Yeah, the only I that is insert appending. What is that option? Small a and caps A options are available. Yeah, so there's here there's some examples also it has been given. Yeah, refer this the tutor. So just run that command. That is going to help with that. So quit, quit. So yes, mistake. Yeah, VM tutor is a command, so that we can use it to refer to the documentation of the VAM. And one more point, let me just talk. Suppose now you are in the V editor session, and whenever you are editing this content and there is a requirement, suddenly you need to run one Linux command, and you need to see that what exactly is happening in the command. So normally what you need to exit from this V editor, and you need to run the command in the shell, and after executing then come back and opening this file, right? But instead of doing that, within this VIM editor session itself, we can run about our Linux commands by using colon. I mean, in this line editor section, you can use it exclamatory. And what are the command you would like to run it? Suppose pwd command. Yes, now the current working directory is home current. So now within the VM shell itself, now we didn't quit that VM shell. Within the VM shell itself, we are running the command, and command output we got it here. And again, if you just use the enter keyword, now you are back to that about your VM shell. And again, if you'd like to run one more command, ls-l.th. Yes, now this is the command output. And again, you can enter that. Yes, like this. Within that VM session itself, we can run other Linux commands as well as, that is by using, what is that option? Colon and exclamatory. This is going to helpful to execute about our Linux commands in the VM shell. Yeah, that is one more point. And next, like if you like to search a string within this file, now I'd like to search it some keyword like the host keyword, or any keyword you can take like that. How I can search a string within the V editor? Yes, you have to be in the line editor. There is a colon, and use a forward slash, and which string that you would like to check it, that is a host or whatever you would like to, then you can just enter the string and hit the enter. Now it is listing about it. Yes, host here it has been matched, here it has been matched, and here it has been matched, and you can use it n to go for that next search of the same string. Then you can use it n next like that. So all the like wherever it has been occurred that string, yes, now you can use it n option, next option. And finally it is saying the search hit bottom and continuing at the top. Yes, now if you again hit enter, yes, now it is going to start it from the top to bottom. That means this has been reached at the end of the line to search the string. Yeah, this one we can say the forward search. The forward search, how do you use it? Yes, the colon forward slash and give the string, which string we would like to search it. Yes, search string. Yeah, now see this like SSH string is repeated in so many places. A VM editor advantage is, yes, here you can see all it is highlighting about it. Wherever that the search string which you are looking about it, the string has been highlighted. That is VIM beauty. If you use it VI, then you don't get this feature. Yeah, so these are some advantages with VIM and forward slash. Forward slash feature that is searching the string, that is normal VA also which we can use it. Yeah, the forward slash, this is for forwarding search, like a top to bottom. But bottom to top, if you like to search it, yes, again go to the line mode and use that question mark here. Use the question mark, and then whatever the string which you would like to search it, yes, enter that. Now you will be having about it, that is a backward search. Now it is going to that bottom to top approaches. And once top has been reached, yes, now you see the search hit top and continuing at bottom. Yeah, now it has reached the top mode of that file. Again, if you hit it again, it starts from the bottom to top. Yeah, so like the two options which are mentioning, the in the escape mode, which you can use it colon forward slash, this is the forward slash, and a colon question mark, that is for backward search. And suppose now I'm looking at we are searching about the host string or SH string, right? But I need to replace such a string and replace with another string. Such a string and replace the string. How do you do that on in Vim Editor? Yeah, you have to be in the line editor. Then percentage yes, which is starting format of it, and then which string that we want to search it. The first search string. Yes, I would like to search it host, and that host string now I would like to replace it with something host2 and save the file. Yes, G. Yes, this is the notation which is going to helpful in the new line editor. Percentage yes is like a format of it. That is a start string. Yes, the old string and a new string and save options. Now if I just run it, then it is going to replace that host with the host2. Yes, now you see that before it was the host and now it has been replaced with the host2 always. I mean in all the places. Let me check it. Do you have in any other places the host? Yeah, here also it has been replaced with the host2. Yeah, wherever it is there, that string, the old string has been replaced with the latest string or the new string. Yeah, this is one notation. What is the notation? Let me just give this one more time. I'm just going to replace now host2 with the host. Yeah, one more time. Yes, replacing that back. Host2 as a host in all the occurrences. Now if you go back, yes, now here you see that the host has been replaced. Before it was that host2. Now it has been replaced. Now if I try to search for that, the host2, so pattern not found, the string is not found. The host2 we have replaced with the host. Yeah, that's about search the string and replace it. Yeah, so that's about some points on editor modes, and editor modes like save and quit, and yeah, quit with save, uh, without saving quitting that files, and how do we run that in within that Vim Editor session itself, running that Linux commands, and how to such a string forward, and how to such a string the backward, and how to such a string and replace a string. Yeah, there are some points which we can understand. And one more point here, very important. Suppose I have done some modification in this file. I have edited the save file and I have done some modification. But what are the modification I have done? I would like to roll back. I don't need that all the changes. Whatever that like saved mode file, last saved mode, whatever the file content we have, that saved mode I would like to restore it or undo that. So in the line editor, you can use it colon E and exclamatory, colon W exclamatory, save forcefully, Q exclamatory, quit forcefully. Now E for undo that the current changes forcefully. Now it has been changed to that what are the changes I have done. So now if I just observe that, if I quit it, is it asking us any save option? I have edited so many content, I didn't do any, I just undo that previous old saved state and I have just opened it and I have closed it. That's why during that closing time it was not prompting for save and quit. Yeah, that is very important option. What is the option I mentioned now? Colon E exclamatory. This is helping to um, undo to the previous saved state of the file. Yeah, so that is one more option, understanding from that the Vim Editor. Yeah, like yeah, such a string, replace a string, and undo to the changes and reset to the last saved mode. Yeah, so let me go to the some more options, understanding or explaining this here. How do I cut a line? Yeah, suppose now this line is no more required here for me. Then what I can do this is, so go to the cursor that position, which line you know you don't need that. So just please make sure that the cursor in that location. Then you use it D double D with the small letters. Then that line has been deleted. DD is helping deleting a line, but not only that, it is like as a cut command. Cut, it has been cut from that line, but if you need that line, the cutted one, so now I just we deleted right with the DD option. DD is like as indirectly the cut option. Cut and paste also I can use it. Suppose now that line is required for me here, then I can use it P option. Now whatever the line which has been cut here, now I got it here, right? So DD we can use it two options. The only delete option I can use it, or cut and paste option also I can use it. That yeah, just I have this line, have this point. DD you can delete the line point of you can use it, or if you have this line, this line is no more required here, you can go to that particular cursor positioning that and apply that to DD, and that line I need to have now in this line here something. Yeah, here I need that, just use the P. But all these two commands, that is DDP, whatever I have used in the command line mode, not in the insert mode or not in the line mode. Command line, that is escape mode. Yeah, so that is, I'm just going to restore that file. How do I undo all the changes? E exclamatory. I have done that. Whatever I have modified, I'm just going to restore to that. Just as an example to understand it. Yeah, the next option is, suppose you have this the particular no, normally on the Windows we use it, okay, selecting this content and copy paste it, right? Yes, you can do here with about our SSH editor point of view is helping. But within that Vim editor, can I select a particular string and can I copy it? Yes, you can do that. Suppose you would like to copy from, okay, from this line, whatever we have from here to that. So now my cursor is here. From here to that and up to this line, I would like to copy that. How do you do that is just to use the V option, V for selecting. Now that is in that it has been changed to the visual mode. Then you can use it the right arrow option to select the string. Yes, which string that you want to copy that. Up to that you can select it and then use that Y option. If you use it Y for copy. Yeah, first go to the cursor and then use that V. It has been changed to visual mode. Then use that right click, which lines do I want to search it. Then Y is for copy. Normally control C we use it, right? But in the V editor we have the Y option. Then go to that about your the cursor position where you would like to insert it. Then apply that P option over there. Now the 3 lines which I have copied, it has been pasted here. Just use the P option. P is for the paste, but that should be in the command line mode. Yeah, that is DD, the particular line to delete it. Or if you like to cut it and paste it, DD and P. That is one option. Second option is I have the particular content to select it. Then how do I do that? V option, visual mode, change it. Then go to cursor and V option. Then use that the arrow option to select the string. Then use that Y to copy it and P for paste it. Yeah, so that's about copy and paste options. And I'm just going to reset the file. Yeah, next option is some cases whenever you are working this on the Linux system, yes, you know that in the particular line you need to go to that and you need to look for this particular exception. Yes, some error is showing that in the particular line we have the error. But now, how do you know that in the V editor the line numbers? So if I go to that about our text editors are showing this line numbers, right? But how do you enable that line numbers is go to the line, that is colon, use the colon option, set nu, set space nu. So this option is going to helpful to enable the line numbers in the V editor. Yes, now if I use it, yes, now you see, yeah, we have that line numbers have been enabled. Yes, you can enable that line numbers. And if you don't need that, the colon set no nu is for that disabling the line numbers. Yes, how do you enable the line numbers in the V editor, or how do you disable the line numbers in the V editor? Set nu, set no nu. And if you like to go to the particular line, suppose let me use it colon set nu. Okay, line numbers have been enabled, but I need to go to that particular 75 line. Or particular, okay, now it is showing the 75 here, something 45 line. How do you go to that? Colon and enter the line number, which line number if you like to go to that, and colon the 45 is the line number if you enter it. Now about our cursor is positioned in the 45 line. Now we are in this line number. Yeah, how do we enable the line numbers, how do we disable the line numbers in the V editor, and how do we go to the particular line number? That is just a colon and line number. Yeah, try to practice all these things. I'm going to give this in the next lab guide, the running notes of this one. Just take it and do that one by one. Then you will get the familiar with this, the V editor. Yeah, set nu, set no nu, and suppose now the syntax has been enabled, but I don't want the syntax within the V editor. How do you do that is syntax on. Yeah, now anyway syntax is on, but if you like to off it, syntax off. Okay, syntax, yes, off. So this is command. Now you see this like the validator enter syntax has been disabled. Now everything it is showing that the plain white characters, right? But if you need the syntax, colon syntax on. On is helping to on the syntax, but VI is not going to support all the things. VIM. VIM, you need to use it. VIM is for that advanced to the VI. Yeah, syntax you can enable it and you can disable it, and line numbers you can enable it and disable it, and you can go to the particular line number and you can delete the line, that is by using DD, and you can cut and paste the lines by using DD, cut the line and paste it to P. Go to but cursor positions are the very important. Which line do you want to cut it, or to which line do you want to paste it? Go to that cursor positions and apply the DD command or Y command. And copy, how do you do that? Y is for copying option on the Vim editor. But how do you do that? How do I copy the file is go to that option, like we use it, and select the content which you would like to copy it, then apply that Y, that is for copy. Then wherever it is required to paste it, and go to that cursor position to that location, and then apply the P. Yeah, there are some options which are understanding cut and copy paste, but we have some more options like suppose if I would like to go to the top first line in this Vim editor, how do I go that? I'm using normally cursor here, right? To go to the top line. Yes, anyway, I can use that option also. But within that Vim editor, how I can use it, go to the top line, is just use that GG. Now you are in the top line. GG, cops, small letters, GG. And caps G, if I use it, now I'm in that end of this file, end of that line. End of that file, where we have the last line. So small gg, that is the top line, and caps G, that is end of the line. This is one more thing which is going to help in that. Yeah, suppose one more option, cut and copy paste point of view. Suppose from here, which we has been started, next the 4 lines I need to cut it, and I need to paste it at the end. So I need to cut the lines here. Something is verbose options, which I have all these options. I need to cut it here, and I need to move that all these lines to the end of this file. How do you do that? Yeah, first position the cursor, then how many lines are there here? 3 plus 3 6. Enter the 6, and then cut point of view, what is that? DD, right? DD is for the cut. How many lines do you want to cut it? 6 lines. First 6 DD. Yeah, the total 6 lines it has been deleted. Now you can go back and you can go to the last line and use that P option. Now you see this, all that the lines which are copied, I got it here, the 6 lines. Yeah, number N, that is 6, and DD, cut and paste it. But if you like to copy and paste it, use it 6YY. YY is copying and copy point of view, and P for paste. Yeah, N, DD, N, YY. Only DD, cut, only YY, copy the current line. Yeah, so there are some options. Yeah, some more advanced features if you like to understand it from this. The next thing is, so how do you open that, or how do you use it Vim editor with multiple files? Yes, so let me quit here. Yeah, those are all important options. Like if we just conclude it, what are the important options we are understanding within that Vim editor? Command line mode or escape mode, and switching that command line mode to that insert mode, that is small I caps A options, that is insert. Appending option, small a caps A, and that's new line starting, that is small o, or previous line starting, that's about your insert mode, caps O. Yeah, there are some insert modes. And line modes, how to start it, that is by using colon. Yeah, that is colon, which is helping as a line mode options. And you can within the line mode you can save the file, that is only W. Save and quit, WQ. Save and quit with the forcefully, WQ exclamatory. Quit forcefully, that is a Q exclamatory. Or we can use it the caps GG, it is like a save and quit, that is shortcut of that save and quit, that is the shift ZZ. And you can use it Vim tutor, yes, like to refer to the documentation of it. And within that Vim shell itself, we can run the commands. How do you run that within that shell, Vim shell, running the commands? Colon, exclamatory, and then command, right? This is going to helpful to run within the Vim shell to run the commands. Yes. And then which we are understanding colon forward slash understring. This is to this point of I use that hash. Hash is like as a comment line. It is not going to export it. A colon forward slash string, that is a forward slash, and colon hash is just I am writing the comment. Ignore it hash. Yeah, the colon and question mark. Understring if you use it, this is a backward slash. And how do you do that? Such a string and replace a string, colon percentage yes, the string, the old string, and a new string which would like to replace it with save options. Yes, this is the option which is going to help for such a string and replace a string. How do you undo all the changes to the previous saved mode? So what is that option? Colon u exclamatory. So this is going to helpful that to save and to undo that the current modified changes and roll back to that the saved mode. Fine. And how to cut a line? DD is cutting the line. And how to copy the line? YY. How to copy the particular number of, how to cut that particular number of lines in DD, and NYY, particular n number of lines do you want to copy that, and paste point of view, what is that? The P option. Yeah, and how do we enable that numbers within the Vim Editor? That is colon set NU, that is enabling the numbers, and to disable the line numbers, set no NU. And then syntax also which you can enable or disable, that is syntax on or syntax off. And how to go to that, the top line, that is GG. How to go to the last line, that is caps G. Yeah, so these are all some points we are understanding that. So that is a simple and easy way to remember. Yes, that is. Yeah. Now let me talk it that some files comparisons. Yeah, the one of the important thing as a DevOps engineer which we should know that if you have the two versions of the same file, then what is the difference we have the content wise within that file? Yeah, that is very, very important for this activity. Let me do this one small. I'm just generating that output of this if config to a file, and who command that output to the b file as a two files. Now a is one file, b is one file, and a is having that if config information, and b is having that who is a command output. Can I use it Vim Editor to open the multiple files? So far we understand single file, how do you open that with VI. But now I have the two files. How I can open these two files with VI? Yeah, we can use it Vim a space first file. A is the first file and second one is B is the file. First file, second file, like that. If you give it, then it starts that. Now if you just observe, now this file is this file content is belong to the A1 or B1. So here it is showing that if config information, right? This is A file content. But we have opened the two files with Vim Editor. But how I can see that the B file here? Yeah, this is the first file which is showing that. But if you'd like to see this next file, then use it in the line editor, that is colon n or next, which you can use it. It is like as a switching one file to another file within that Vim Editor session. By default, it starts or it opens such in the first file. But if you'd like to go to that, yes, colon n or next, that is next. Or if I would like to go back to this my A file, now we are in that B file. But if I would like to go back to this the first file, use that prev, that is a previous file. It is the way. And again, here, if you'd like to work it, insert mode and what are the commands we are understanding within that, the file, yeah, the remaining options are the same. But Vim, we can use it to open that multiple files and at the same time to work it with the multiple options as well as. Yeah, so that's about how do you open that Vi or Vim multiple files. But it has been opened first file and second file like that, right? But can I see the two files in the same window? Yes, that's also we can do by using -o and first file and second file if you give it. Now just observe that yes, it has been opened. This is my first file and this is my second file, and in the same window we got it two files with horizontally. This is the top one file and the second, yes, the bottom is another file. But my cursor is in which window now? Now my cursor is here, right? So my cursor is in this first file, A file. But I would like to go back to the B file. I need to do some changes here. How do I go to that from this to this one? Yeah, control with W if you use it. Now my cursor is in that second file, that is in the B file. Here I can do editing like remaining insert mode or command line mode. Here all the options I can use it in this option. But here, yes, how do we switch that one window to another window? Use that control W to switch from one window to another windows. Yeah, so there's like a multiple editors you can open that. First file it has been closed, and again column Q, second file also it has been closed. Yeah, multiple files. This is horizontal, but if I use it caps O, now I got it horizontally. This is one file and this is another file. And here also how I can switch from one window to another window is use the control W for window. Now which one is highlighted? Now I am in that here, so my cursor is here. And if I switch to that another one, control W. Suppose whenever you type that one time, if it is not switched, then type it two times. Then now I'm in that second editor. Yeah, like that's one window, multiple files you can open that within the Linux system. Yeah, that's about VM. Directly give that VM with the file name, first file, second file. VM with the horizontal options, that is a small O, and VM with the vertical option, that is a caps O. And next, one more option to understand it. Let me generate it one scenario here. What the scenario is? Suppose we have the cat within the TTC, one of the configuration file. Yeah, so this one configuration file. Fine, good. The shd_config. Let me copy this one too. I'll come back. What is the purpose why I'm doing that is I'm just copying this file to about out to the current directory as well as. Okay, copied. Now I have that shd_config in my current folder, and as well as one more file which we have that in this shd config, that is in etc as well as. Two files I'm having which are belong to the same. So same file but the two copies. This is one file and this is another file. Two versions of the file. And let me edit this file in our local one. I'm doing this some configuration changes. I'm just modifying that. Open that in sudo. What I do that is I change that port number which is a 122 to that something 30. So in the local file we have in our local home directory, what are the file we have edited and we have done some changes, and I would like to do the comparison of this file with this file. What is the content that it has changed? the local file with the actual file. I would like to see the differences content wise. This is very, very important. So especially whenever we are working with the versioning tool in our DevOps process, yeah, the version which will be having like two same file with the two different the versions with the different content. But what is that? The content, what is the difference between these files? Then we can use it here, Vim Editor, Vim -d option. We can use it as a difference to show that first file and second file. This way we can use it, or Vim diff directly we can use it. Vim diff, and I would like to check it my local file, and with the etc sh and sht underscore config file. Yeah, so now if you go back and if you see that, here this is a local file shd underscore config, the first file, and this is a second file which is located actual file. But what are the lines that is have the difference? We see the port here in our local the file which is ham30 and actual file which is showing 22. But do you have any other changes anywhere? No, remaining all the lines are the same, but only one line it has been changed. What is that line is? Port number here it is 130 and here it is 122. Now anyway my cursor is in the first file, and if I edit it inside and if I change it to this one to 22, now even that is also there is no difference at all. Right now we have done, and I'm just saving this file, first file, and second file I'm just closing that. Now if I reopen that, do we see there's any differences between these two files? Do you see this, like now the local file also having the same content, and actual configuration file also is having the same content? Yes, whenever you have the two files, if you like to compare the content of those two files, how do we compare that the file content and how do we edit it? And editing is, as we know that, like the VM commands itself, it is helping, and you can edit it that, and you can go to that one window to another window, like how we are using. See, now I am in that the original file, and I can go back to that the local file. Now I'm in the local file. Like that, you can use it Control W and with the VA command options, and you can edit the files and you can compare the file content and you can use it these options. Yeah, so that's about the Vim diff utility. That is advantage. VA is not having all these options, but Vim diff is not. Vim is having all these advanced options. Yeah, so that's the beauty of this Vim editor. But last but not the least, let me show that one more scenario. Whenever we are working with that Vim editor, we see that sometimes this kind of the issues whenever you are working with the Vim editor. But what are those issues and how to resolve it? Suppose let me open that the sudo vim, this local file. I'm just opening that, and yes, after whenever you are working suddenly maybe about your system because of the battery, yes, it is got shut down, or maybe this file is corrupted, something is happened, and then how do you handle those scenarios? I suppose to reflect that issue, what I do that I'm just using the control Z. That means I'm not exiting properly this VA file. I'm just using control Z. Control Z, what it is doing, it is going to bring that as a background. Yes, it is stopped that process. And again, if I try to open this file, what's going to happen? Let's check it now. What it is saying that some attention it is showing that it found a swap file with the name. Yeah, this is swap file for the current file which has been opened. That means I didn't properly close that the previous file which I was opened. Then how do I recover this issue? Yeah, here you can see the options. Open read only. Do you want to open that the read only of that file? shd underscore config? No. Edit anyway? No. So use that R option. Yes, enter that caps R. is what it is doing is this shd config swap already exists, and it is showing that swapping the file. You want to delete that .sw file now? Yes, and continue with that. Yes, now you are into that actual about your file. Recover it, recover. Use that R option and continue. And you can do that editing option on all this current file. You can edit it and you can work it, and then save here. And next you see this in the local and that's a .shd underscore config dot swap file anyway has been deleted. If that file is or any existing file is there, then delete that file. Yeah, so whenever you have like some uninterrupted of the files which are not closed properly, and some because of the files are recovery required, then open that the file and use that recovery option, and yes, edit the content and do the save it, and after saving then go back and delete that swap file. I hope so that is available still. By default it doesn't delete it. Yeah, now you see that this swap file is there. Then this file, whenever it is, yeah, if it is no more required, just go for that, delete that file. So start this in recovery mode and then delete the swapper file if the file anything is corrupted. Yeah, so these are all options, understanding from the Vim Editor. Just work it on this and practice it, and be like as a very good strong on this using the Vim Editor. Yeah, that's all from this section. Thank you.